All right, hello, hello. It is time for the Black Belt Newscast. It is Friday, February 20th. I am
Correct.
Cindy. I am publisher.
I'm Todd, and I'm the reporter.
Yeah, and we're all over the place all the
Yeah,
time. So we have a lot to talk about. I do like to start our newscast by reminding you that you can go to blackbeltnewsnetwork.com to see more about our stories. If you want more information or to see photos, we also have a lot of videos under our multimedia. There also our videos are at our YouTube channel.
hmm
We put a video almost with everything we put up these days. I
right.
mean,
Yeah,
we've quadrupled our number of videos we put up.
yeah,
So that is one way if you want to hear us talk about things or our stories and go see our videos.
yeah.
Uh,
That's good stuff.
Also, um, send your news to news at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We can't be everywhere. We try, but it's hard. All of our communities are an hour apart, so it's a lot of driving. So if you're somewhere and you don't see one of us there, take pictures and send us the information. That way, we all know what's going on in the Black Belt because we at the Black Belt News Network are a community product. We are your news agency, and we do this together. Sign up
Yeah,
for
we're
our daily newsletter.
there. You go. We're news for the people and by the people.
That's right, because we have some of you guys writing for us. Sign up for the daily newsletter. At 3 o'clock every day, we put out our top stories, 10, top 10 stories of the day. And it's a great way to find out what's going on if you're not haven't been on Facebook and seen our posts and want to know what's going on. We also have our calendar under lifestyle. This calendar is so robust, and you can
Yeah,
add your events to that calendar too for free. You can pay a little bit to promote it a little extra, but it's a great way to for all of us to know what's going on. You know, we've been doing a reader survey, which I'm going to talk about later in the newscast,
hmm
and about 70% of you guys are saying, "Hey, we want to know what's going on." That's one of the reasons that we
right.
watch you guys, and we want to know what's going on in our community, what fun things to do, and things that are going on. But we also ask for you guys to do that, to donate to the Black Belt News Network. We are a listener supported, as they say,
That's
reader
right. We
supported.
are.
We are. And we uh, have some advertising, but we really want to rely on you guys because all of our content is free. We do not have a paywall. You are not going to be asked for anything to find out your news. And that is, to us, the best way to do this is to make it free and available to everyone, but it's really not free. It costs
No,
money to do this,
it
or
does.
you know,
Yeah.
there's a red button in the top right hand corner that says donate now. And if you click that, and even if you're just giving $10 a month, that makes a huge difference to us so that it adds up.
A little bit of time.
So
That's right.
over the
They
time.
do add up.
So we have to start the newscast with some tough news.
Yeah. Very, very
We
sad
have
news.
lost a very important member of
Right.
our Selma community.
And not only a historic icon, but a very dear friend. Somebody who I dearly love her. One of the best huggers in the world. Every time I got to see her in public, Miss Joanne Bland would give me a big hug and always had nice things to say. Civil rights activist, icon. She is in so many history books. She started her career as an activist uh, during the civil rights movement at age 8. Walked across the bridge on the 7th and was involved with Bloody Sunday. Got arrested the first time when she was 8, was arrested 13 times for her activism, and went on to grow up. She actually served in the military. She was in the United States Army.
How cool is
And
that?
yeah, did you know that? I didn't realize
I
that. I don't know
didn't,
how.
not until
She was,
recently.
yeah, she was in the Army. She graduated from the College of Staten Island with a BA and a Bachelor of Arts degree. She co founded the Voting Rights Museum. She has spoken all over the country on civil rights and civil rights, the right to vote and the importance of voting. She was in a 2019 documentary called Voter Suppression, on voter suppression, that called After Selma. Um, and the main thing, all these wonderful things that she did, the main thing is she was a genuine, down to earth, sweet, friendly, wonderful soul. And unfortunately, after a long illness, she passed away yesterday afternoon, and news spread like wildfire.
And we're gonna
I mean,
miss her
that's
so.
how important and how popular she
She
is.
is leaving a legacy, though, in
Oh,
Selma because she started the Foot Soldiers Park. And we have a really great story from 2021 about how she had found that the cement is still there for where the marchers had lined up right there by
yeah,
GWC Homes, which is where she grew up.
right.
And that is the starting spot where they put everybody in lines preparing to walk to the bridge for the march from Selma to Montgomery for equal voting rights, which of course led to the Bloody Sunday beatings
Right.
by law enforcement at the other side of the bridge, which is what put Selma on the map. And you know, Joanne, after she came back from the army, had started this tour company. So she
Yeah.
has toured thousands of people through Selma to show them our history, how we, what role we play in the world for pushing for equality. And this is the legacy that she's leaving behind. You know, Foot Soldiers Park has gotten many grants recently, and they even opened an office there in the former Selma Times Journal building, and
Yeah.
have offices. They got administrative offices. They've hired people to spread the word. And she's really just a civil rights movement educator,
Yeah.
and that's the legacy that she's leaving that we will sorely miss. But you know, she led a great, purposeful life.
She
I
did. And
I have said all day that, and since I found out yesterday, that I just wanted more time with her.
me too. You know what's really sad?
Yeah,
About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I called her and said, "Hey, let's sit down and do,"
yeah.
because I wanted to do a Voices and Visionaries. And she said,
So
"Well, I'm not feeling real well. Give me a week." So I called her back the next week, and she said, because of the temperature, it was during the really cold snap. I said, "Well, let's just not worry about it right now. I'll call you in maybe 2 weeks." I called her again. She said, "Well, I'm in the hospital now. Let's do the interview when I get out of the hospital."
it didn't
Didn't get to
happen.
do it.
I know. She's a special lady. And
Yeah.
so she's special to us too. That's the thing.
Very,
We were just talking about this,
yeah.
that we cover this community. We live here too. And so when we lose important, special people to the rest of the world, they're special people to us
Yeah.
personally.
That and personal friends, you know.
I know. So prayers to Joanne's family.
Right.
And we will have some more information on her memorial and funeral. They have not released that yet.
Yeah, exactly. I spoke with Angela Benjamin, who worked for Joanne, and Angela said that there are no arrangements at this point, that she will let us know. And she's also given me a number to call to find out. So we at
Yeah.
Black Belt News Network will have the
Yeah.
arrangements and let everybody know as soon as they're available. But
Yeah.
Angela sent me this, that Joanne, a quote from Joanne. She said, here we go. Joanne said, "You are the most important piece of the puzzle."
That's
So
right.
think about that. That actually, when you think about it, wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty deep. And she's right. You are the most important piece of the puzzle. So do what you can do in your own world to make things better.
Yep. Because she did that.
Yeah.
And we thank her for her service. And
Yeah.
that, yeah, she did good things for us, leaving
We're gonna
a
talk
better
about
place.
somebody in just a minute. Yeah. We're gonna talk about somebody in just a minute we got an interview with, who is carrying on her tourist legacy.
That's right. That's later in the
Yeah,
news.
that's later.
First, we're going to move to Demopolis and talk about the annexation of 300 acres in Gallion. We had to tell you that it was off at one point,
Yeah.
right? Because some of the landowners had not been on board in time. So when it went off, see, this is the land that is at the intersection of Highway 69 and 80, which is where they're widening for the West Alabama corridor or West Alabama Highway. They call it both. And that is where they are looking at putting a gas station or truck stop. That's kind of what's been talked about. And of course, everybody says Buc-ee's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we're gonna
nobody
get
has
Buc-ee's.
that confirmed.
We love the optimism, but what happened was some of the landowners were like, yeah, we're not on board with this, so it got tabled. And so at the meeting Thursday night, the Demopolis City Council meeting, they actually got a new resolution because they were able to get the landowners back to the table
Oh, good.
and were able to actually approve a resolution to move forward with the plans. This is a what's neat about it is it is Demopolis annexing out of land in Hale County.
Yeah.
So we have a story that shows more of this information about, it got held and then it got brought up, at this Thursday meeting. But this is because it's a Hale County property, they need the legislature to approve the project. So, and the legislature only meets for 3 months at the beginning of each year. It would have to wait a year. So they were able to, so that's an aerial of what the highway expansion looks like, where they were able to now move it forward in this legislative session. So you're going to see more action. We will keep you posted. We also have a story that has the breakdown of the agreement, which includes sales tax distribution. So the state gets 4%, Hale County Public Schools get 3%, Demopolis gets 2%, Hale County Commission gets 1%. It's a win for a lot of folks. And so we got that more figured out on who's getting what. So check out blackbeltnewsnetwork.com on the story about the annexation continuing. And we will keep you posted as it goes to the legislature. And then, of course, after that, when they make the plans for what it's going to be, whether it's a Buc-ee's or not.
Yeah, really. That's some land right there that's about to get real valuable real quick.
It is. And they're benefiting from, there's a water line coming through that has long been planned that's going to Uniontown. There's a lot going on with this.
So there really is.
We will be back to talk about this again.
Oh, yeah. This is a story that's in its very infancy. We have a lot of talking about that spot.
Yeah. Yes. All right. I got to go to UWA, Livingston. I love the town of Livingston.
I love Livingston, yeah.
For a groundbreaking. It was a beautiful day Monday for a groundbreaking of a new student union building. They call it SUB, S-U-B, Student Union Building, the SUB.
SUB, yeah.
And,
there you go.
I am going to let the president, Dr. Todd Fritsch, do some of the talking.
Yeah. Cool guy.
There's major investment in the student experience in over 20 years. And so we're trying to make sure that the university will continue to serve not just the students that we have today, but the students that we anticipate serving tomorrow. And so we wanted to make this significant investment in their experience. As I've said to them before, they are our purpose and they are why we do what we do. Stakeholders' opinions were solicited for this, not the least of which are our students. As you heard from our Student Government Association president, we surveyed students and asked them what they wanted, and so a lot of the facility renovations and the additions to the facility are based on their feedback. It's really a hub of the student experience. It's where they come between classes to spend time. It's where they gather with each other. It's where they have club and organizational meetings. We're creating a kind of one-stop around food service in the food court to expand what we do in our cafeteria and give them options around Starbucks coffee and what is now our burgers and fries, and our freshman residence hall will move over so they have greater access over a greater period of time so that they can find what they need when they need it.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of competition for students. And when you're recruiting, you want to have the best and the greatest. So this is them taking that step up. It's a $23 million project. Some of it was coming from the state. So check out blackbeltnewsnetwork.com for more information about the project itself, who's doing it. As he said, food court and all those things are getting kicked up, meeting space, and it's definitely a recruitment tool. And it was neat to see that happen on such a beautiful winter day. All right. Tell me about E.M. Brown. We have talked quite a bit about this community center.
Well, it is one of the most interesting, fascinating little areas down in Mentor. Ian Brown Community Center, that's the building that's right behind those folks. They're actually putting it together. It's come a little further along than when this video was shot. Um, it sits in the spot where the Ian Brown School originally sat. And I got an opportunity to go down and speak with Lionel Smith, who is over there in the plaid flannel shirt and the blue hat. He and I sat down. That's dorms that the teachers and students lived in back in the early 1900s up to 1971. There's a little the school the building over on the right. That is the PE building that they're currently renovating to make it a computer center and fallout shelter is what he called it, really a storm shelter. And that's the home that Ian Brown lived in that they say they're going to make into a museum. Ian Brown, that's his grave, and his wife. That's Lionel Smith right there talking about it. The interview is up on our Facebook. Well, I guess it is on Facebook, but it's also on our website and YouTube, where Lionel explains what all's going on and what's going to happen. But in April 11th, they're going to have a homecoming, a big celebration that they're getting folks like Senator Robert Stewart, Representative Prince Chestnut, all of them who are helping. Judge Nunn is going to be there, Judge Jimmy Nunn. All these folks are supposed to come and be at this big open house, grand opening, homecoming to celebrate this historic area that in Black history is one of the most historic schools in the state. And some of the original buildings are still there. And in the interview, they explain what they're going to do with each of the buildings. And it's really just a fascinating bit of Alabama history. And, that's something that, it's not just Black history. It's our history. And it's everybody's history.
So it closed in really 1973, and all those students integrated into Southside High School.
Exactly, with the Southside. And he talks about that in the interview.
That's great.
And you will love Lionel Smith. He is an awesome, just a great guy.
Well, then you have to go watch the video.
You have to watch
the interview. Awesome.
He's good. He's so fun. I love him.
We're going to go back to Demopolis for a second. So at the city council meeting Thursday night, the city council did approve spending $150,000 on athletics. We have talked about this in a previous newscast, and the idea being, let's keep up with the Joneses. So the $150,000 for the athletics is going to go to like the weight rooms and to the band, middle school and high school band.
Good.
Which is exciting. Yes, to keep up with, because they're part of the show for our football. And so we will have more information on that coming out on blackoutnewsnetwork.com. I also had a story that's up right now. First of all, it's that $1.2 million was spent on new HVAC systems. So go check out which schools are getting that. And also there's talk in Demopolis schools about having the cheer team go co-ed. They have been all girls forever. They've never had a male cheerleader before. But this year they have interest from some male students that want to be cheerleaders. So they're looking at turning the squad co-ed. My daughter's the little redhead in the middle here. So they just happened to talk about it. I was at the school board meeting Monday night, and actually the cheer coaches came to talk about just the logistics of adding male cheerleaders. There are some schools, not in the Black Belt, but outside of the Black Belt that do have. I mean, Tuscaloosa County High has a really robust co-ed cheer team, but it puts you into more competitive categories. So you end up competing differently. And they had to think about the tryouts and how do the boys try out. They're not going to try out with the same things the girls do. So there was a lot of logistics they talked about. And it could change and be the first cheer squad in the Black Belt. I don't know of what, Dallas County had a male cheerleader when I was on the sidelines once, but he didn't do any stunting with them. So I think it's talking about whether it's going to be male cheerleaders doing the cheers with them or with the megaphone, or whether they're going to be stunting. And it's also a great opportunity for the males that, to get scholarships.
Yeah, that's true.
And the goal, and I've heard this with a lot of educators say, is because attendance matters. That's how you get your funding at schools.
Right, exactly.
Kids to want to come to school, and you want them to be involved in activities that keep them coming back and engaged in school. And if having them as cheerleaders would get them engaged in coming to school, well,
That
everybody.
makes sense. Yeah.
So the athletic director, Demopolis has a new athletic director.
Yeah.
And he is part of the discussion in this as well. So we'll see how that goes.
All right.
I'm going to just do a really quick note about Brown Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show some video so we have been marking this renovations that have been happening to Brown Chapel for 6 years.
At least.
And they got $1 million in the last year to help finish this thing off. They have announced that they will be opening during Jubilee, which is in March, the 61st Bloody Sunday commemoration, where they will open the sanctuary again. It's been closed for several years during all of the renovations.
Yeah.
So there's an opening celebration March 5th, 10. And they've got a list of speakers that's at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And then there's another commemoration service on March 8th at 8:30. I remember going to, I think it was 2019 is the last time they had it open during Jubilee, because I remember being there for a bunch of speakers, and that was leading up to the 2020 election.
Yeah.
So there were a lot, like Bloomberg was here, and we at Brown Chapel. So it is a very important meeting space, not just for Sundays, but it has been an important meeting space for Martin Luther King Jr. to speak. It has such an amazing history, and really even today is a gathering spot for ideas and the future. This Brown Chapel AMA Church, and it's right there next to GWC Homes. It actually, right there next to it is the community center that really serves health and wellness and events that they host there. I've been to a breast cancer event there. I mean, it's an important part of Selma. So it's interesting to hear them starting to open back up again.
It's an important part of our history, period. Very important.
All right. I'm doing the talking again. Sorry, Todd. Hey, the river pitch, University of Alabama's river pitch competition is coming back. And
that's so cool.
To be on March 12th. You can participate. That's one of the neat things. March 12th. It's going to be at the Selma Amphitheater. This one last year, their first one, was at the George Evans. A conference center. So this is University of Alabama's Selma Resilience Initiative. They've been around for 2 years maybe, and had their first, and it's a business pitch competition where you could win $1,000 to put toward your projects. And this is what it looks like. You present to judges, that's Latanglia Williams. She's great.
I love her.
And she had a great pitch. I believe it was a mentoring program, if I remember right. So I sat in, listened. The Teen Tech Center had kids that came and made pitches, and they had a chance at $1,000 for several. I forget, 4, I think. But anyway, this is coming up. If you want to, at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, if you go to our story about this, it's also, you can click on the link, culverhouse.ua.edu/Selma. We'll get you to where you can find out more about it. There's Preston McGee with the Selma Resilience Initiative. And it's a great opportunity to win some money and boost your business.
And they'll also give you direction if there's if your business pitch has any flaws, they'll point them out so that you can perfect it. So that you can actually pitch it to people for the funding to start your business. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's not just a fun thing. It is. There's a serious
learning.
underlying current reason why you're doing this. So yeah.
All right, now it's time for the Black Belt
Roundup. All
Roundup.
right.
And you are most of the roundup.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk mostly for the roundup. We got a couple of things. First of all, interviews that are coming up soon on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. That's Terry Chestnut. I got to sit down with him in the WHBB studios. Of course, everybody knows he has that jazz show that is fan. I love that jazz. Terry, as a matter of fact, he talks about his dad, Jail Chestnut, and how his dad was a part of the civil rights movement. He also, there's his tour, one of his tours. Um, he talks about how Joanne Bland actually started him in the tourist industry and how she coached him to do, and there they are, to do what he does. And so there's that connection. And that interview is coming up really soon. It'll come up this next week. I got a few more pieces of video. I want to go follow him on one of his tours. And there he is with Jesse Jackson, who we lost just,
him.
2 days ago, 3 days
Yeah.
ago. So he's actually had quite a few important people that have come through. So that's one of the interviews we've got coming up. Then another one, yesterday I got to go down to the Portland Special Opportunity area down near Camden and visit with Chris Lewis, the new director for Wildlife Freshwater Fisheries. And what a neat guy. He is so cool. He is carrying on a bunch of the programs that previous Chuck Sykes had started. There's Drew walking in the background. He should know better. But he talks about the things that are going on at the Wildlife Freshwater Fisheries, about, the hunting and fishing and some of the outdoors stuff that's going on. And we get to know him a little bit, too. He talks about himself and where he came from. All that's coming up this next week. It's a great interview. You're going to enjoy learning, and especially if you're into the outdoors, you'll enjoy meeting him and learning about him. Speaking of outdoors, tomorrow is the big wild hog roundup down in Camden. It's to help the animal rescue Ditches to Riches, as well as Wilcox Academy. Go to there's a number of different places. The story is on blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We put up last week where you can get tickets. But if you want to go out and harvest a bunch of hogs and bring them in, that's tomorrow night. And then Saturday until 1 in the afternoon. So that's this weekend. And another thing coming up soon is the Valley Grand Fair. First time they've done this. Coming up March 11th through the 14th. So put that on your calendar. We'll talk more about that as it gets a little closer and get more details. But there's going to be rides and food and all kind of stuff.
Right.
It'll be Wednesday through Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday, March 14th. So I'll have more details on that as it gets closer.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And it's going to be right up here behind the big church with the green roof and next to the walking track. So
All
it's
right.
right up there on 16. It'll be easy to find.
Good location. All
Yeah.
right. All right. I always like to remind you guys, we have a reader survey that's out there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I want to know what you guys think. It helps us make decisions on our coverage. So take our reader survey now. It takes 5 minutes. And you can go to this QR code. You can also, we have ads on our website at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com where you can just click on that. It takes you straight to the survey. It's super easy to take. And we're getting some really great feedback. I can't wait to share that with you.
Yeah.
Right now we have a lot of people from Dallas County. We'd like to hear from more out of the other counties. I get it. We were the Selma Sun forever. So
Right.
you're our core, Dallas County. But we'd love to hear from our other counties too. And we are learning.
Wilcox, Perry.
Yes, we're learning so much about you guys that will help in how we make our decisions for editorial coverage and what we write about. So please take the reader survey.
Yeah.
We also have a couple of things going on. Live Health Smart Alabama. And we've had a partnership with them for, a while, a year and a half. No, 2023, with 2 years, 3 years. of working with Live Health Smart Alabama and UAB.
Yeah.
They've been doing wellness events where you can get your BMI checked, your blood pressure, cholesterol. But now they're doing a mobile market, and they've been saying this is coming.
Oh, wow.
Now we get to see it, where you can shop in this mobile market. It's going to be fresh produce and grocery staples that will be brought directly to folks. And we know it's hard to get access to a lot of good fresh fruits and vegetables. So this is so
Yeah.
great. February 26th, this is next Thursday, 12 to 2. It's at City Block Wellness. This is so close to City Hall. Cornerstone Press is on the corner. Our office is in a block and a half away. I'll be there to check it out. There's cooking demonstrations and yoga class that will be going on as part of this. So
Yeah, I want to go see that. Dude, that's cool.
Mobile market is coming to Selma. And
Food
they've
truck.
had one in Birmingham area. They had one. It went to Miles College recently. They go a lot to Titusville. I think they call it Titusville, but I've always called it Titusville.
Yeah.
Where, that it goes around the Birmingham area. So this one is kind of the same idea. So we also have the Edmondite missions.
Oh.
They had this, I think 9 months ago. They do this several times a year, a 9-week course where you can learn more about starting a business, formalizing what you need to do or, to establish a business. The Business Institute for Entrepreneurship is what they use. And you can register now to participate. They have had some really great, Summer Sturdivant, I think, came out of that with her cinnamon rolls. It's an amazing, and Robert Lee that runs this is so engaged and, does a lot of different events to try to drum up interest in being a part of this institute. It's not for the young or the old, it's for everybody. So sign up and give your business a try.
Yeah.
And the other is that we have is the Whitfield Foundation has a virtual golf tournament coming up.
Oh, wow.
March
A virtual golf tournament.
31st. Yeah, so it's virtual because you can go to Eagles Landing, and this is pretty new. That is an indoor golf. And so the virtual part is that you're golfing with on a screen that judges how fast it went and where it lands, and it's neat. They also have food there at Eagles Landing, drinks, food. You can do a 3-person scramble, and you can go anytime. When they're open and then your scores get put into the tournament, and prizes they have that, and it's a great cause. Whitfield Foundation also just did that gala that my family went to, actually.
Yeah.
That raised money for an MRI machine and for Whitfield. They're getting creative with their revenue. Let's say that, in the Black Belt, it's kind of hard to afford to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You got to get creative, and
That's right.
it's a lot of fun. Our next thing is who's the best of the Black Belt.
Oh, that's
Now,
right. The
all
finalists.
the nominations have been tallied. We actually got 682 votes to, I forget how many categories I have in all the categories that I have. So this is for the best barbecue. It was tight on a few of these. So now the finalists are in. And that's where I'm going to show you. You can go to you click on, it's on the home page. It says best of the Black Belt. You just click the blue button that says vote, and just vote for who you prefer in our finalists. So this, and I've got a list, Hancock's Barbecue, Laney's Barbecue, and this is across the Black Belt. Worked hard to get a good comprehensive list from all categories, and then took write-in nominations. Now we're down to the finals, and March 16 is when we will announce the winners. So there's a month in there where you can go vote who is the best in the Black Belt. This includes realtors, Lawyers. There's a lot of people included in this, and it's really exciting. This is our first time to do this. Hope to do it again next year. So let's get it started. All right.
All right.
I think that's everything. Can you believe it? That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I remember you saying when we first started putting it together, I don't know if we're going to have much. I don't.
And I also
it's going to be
said,
kind of wimpy today, isn't it?
well, I think I also said, oh, we'll just be really short with everything.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. All right, guys, we love doing this work for you. And all of our headlines can be found at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Send us your news at news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Let's do this together. We will see you next week.
See you next Friday.